Alright, let's check out this police chase. We've been blessed with a lot of good police chases this month. Is there no sound?
Off, so to speak.
Oh, there we go. This chase was mid. Chat said it was great. I'll take their word for it. We'll see, I guess. Pretty huge dodge there on the officer. Okay, already off-roading. This guy is much more in a panic mode than the last chase we watched. The other guy was ice cold. This guy is frantic. Thanks to the resub Bean, Corbin, Captain, and Tomahawk, and the anonymous gift sub. And resub Chef. And Brina. At least he's got his hazards on. Thanks to resub Korbanski and Colt. And Jesus. Why is he running away? I have no idea. There's no sound yet, so I'm waiting. Hopefully they'll explain what's going on. Exit Prime. Kaisa and safety. No, I have no idea, main. Exit Prime Mythic. Why does he have his hazards on? I mean, he may be engaged in a high-speed police chase, but that doesn't mean he needs to be disrespectful and not follow standard road etiquette. He's the Prime Cloud in the resub Blang. We supposed to hear audio? No, it just hasn't started yet. I skipped to like 2 minutes and they do put audio in eventually, but right now it's just silence. Oh, the hazards are on because he stole this car. Thanks to give sub fixed.
Right shoulder here. Now going to do a foot bail.
Oh boy! Wait, there were. Oh, there's at least 4 people in that vehicle. Holy shit!
So now that CHP unit's going to say, "Hey, what am I going to do? I'm going to track
Goddamn.
this guy still and alert the law enforcement helicopter and other ground units to hopefully pick up those
the whole clown car
individuals that were passengers inside that vehicle. 3 get out. This is a gore point.
Woo!
710 freeway. This is a freeway that is populated by big rigs, and he is doing or she is doing whatever they can to get away. Hey, they have their hazards on, though, so we can keep an eye on that vehicle here. But a busy
I mean, that is very nice to keep the hazards on.
From the 60 freeway.
I'm pretty sure they stay on because the car was broken into, though, so not their call.
Freeway, start running, and then the car keeps moving. I mean, that's quite something.
I have seen pursuits, yes, in which there were passengers, one, perhaps a couple, that were dropped off, so to speak, and the driver continued on.
But
so
on
Thanks to give sub Colt and resub Bellsbury and Michael and Schweiker and then Attack.
As well. This doesn't even appear. This is not a carpool lane. It's just a left shoulder buffer zone, as we call it. You know, that K-wall, that concrete barrier between the northbound side of the 710 and the southbound side of the 710. And this is the southbound side of the 710 freeway here, coming away from the 60. Stop and go traffic busy. He's gonna need.
Oh, he's threading the needle.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Box truck Again, precision driving by this suspect who
That was
is
impressive.
to have stolen that vehicle. At least 4 occupants in this vehicle at one time. 3 got out of the car. We saw it. We watched it live from Skyfox with our Extreme Nav system. And now at least the driver, obviously, in this vehicle. Unknown if there are any other passengers.
Well, so now we have 2 investigations working, right? We have, obviously, law enforcement officers going after the 3 individuals who exited the vehicle right near that off-ramp, probably about a mile back. So now there's the hunt for those 3 suspects.
710 and the 5.
710 and the 5.
I'm surprised they're still on
This is not a carpool lane.
this.
And then of all
Haven't got off
Tuesdays,
yet.
We led the newscast with how busy
Like, you can't escape a
Tuesday
chopper
drive
here.
This is because we are just hours away from the Thanksgiving holiday.
Here we go
as
again.
This suspect weaves in and out with those hazards on. You wonder, Rick, if they know that the hazards are on.
Yeah, unclear. All this suspect is trying to do, and so many people ask, why do they run? Why do they go? Because they're still out of custody. Obviously, they're guilty of something. They were lit up. They didn't pull over, and the pursuit was on. South 710 at Washington
Thanks
Boulevard.
to Prime
just coming
Tweez
away
and the
from
resub
5
Kid,
freeway.
King Cocos,
A
and
busy
Knuckle.
stretch of the 710 freeway. This is that stretch of the 710 that connects the
No, this
harbor,
isn't
the
live.
Long Beach and LA
This
harbor
was
areas, the
a little less
busy
than an hour
cargo
ago.
that comes in and out of those harbors. That's why it's occupied by so many big rig trailers.
Yeah, you know, every Tuesday before Thanksgiving, traffic is usually the lead story with the chopper shot showing all the people on the road. We've never covered it like this
look
before,
at
though.
this.
This is a whole
Yeah.
different way of covering traffic
And
on
look-
the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
and
as
you
this
could- yeah.
person weaves in and out of traffic.
If he just turns off his hazards,
Note, I think,
he
is
just goes
because,
ghost.
Those 3 men jumped out of the vehicle.
Shut off the
If
lights,
they've caught up with those
take out the
guys,
hazards.
That may give
Invisible.
law enforcement a better sense of who is
Oof.
in this vehicle.
Sure, and we don't know if they were
Jesus.
all men. You couldn't necessarily
and-
tell that, but regardless of that, that would give them some leads
Oh,
on
look
who
at that.
is behind the wheel.
Yeah, it is possible also that this was a carjacking and those individuals were being held in the car and they were released from the car.
You're right. That is
an interesting theory.
Alex, into the gore point here, avoiding the traffic.
Whoa.
That SUV was on just a few vehicles behind, and now this is the southbound side of the 710 coming away from Washington Boulevard in that buffer zone, that gore point, that narrow area, and he's just trying to get around.
He got clipped.
Every vehicle trying to avoid law enforcement.
I think he got
There's a
clipped in there.
helicopter up ahead as well above at a very low altitude, perhaps just a few hundred feet, illuminating the scene here. That vehicle, that smaller sized SUV with its hazards on, now in that left buffer zone on the southbound side of the 710, adjacent to the K-wall. Again, that concrete barrier that divides the north and southbound side of the 710. A dangerous pursuit for these motorists. And Alex and Marla, I always mention, if you ever encounter anything like this, do the best you can. You can't do it here in this type of traffic. Try to pull to the right or to the left. Give law enforcement plenty of space. Make it safe for yourself. Don't try to be a hero.
Well, when we talk about
Don't try. It's not like you're gonna know the situation. You're just gonna think it's some fucking maniac.
We know that law enforcement will back
Just
off
get out of the
just
way,
because
like,
it's just
naturally.
too much of a
I don't think
risk
anyone's gonna, like, try and
for
pit
all the
maneuver this
innocent
guy.
drivers out there, especially on this Getaway Tuesday. So now it seems that the strategy here for law enforcement is to continue pursuing, but even if they do back off from the ground, they do have that night sun, and so they will continue to track the suspect, but at the very least perhaps give them the indication that they
He must be
backed off so as
honking.
to
Oh, he
not
absolutely
endanger
is.
more
Yeah,
people than
he's
they really need
100%
to.
honking.
And traffic's going to be bad this entire stretch of the 710. There may be areas where it loosens up a little
Thanks,
bit,
Resub
like
Papa.
right here. But
And
I
Arc
see
Fang.
some more backups, some stop-and-go action coming up ahead. Atlantic Bandini, this is a busy industrial stretch of the Los Angeles Basin adjacent to the LA River. The LA River being on the right or the
Thanks to the
west
resub.
side of this area of the 710 freeway.
Seaweed
southbound,
Ball and
heading
Honey Nut.
towards Cudahy. The next freeway would be the next freeway interchange, which would give an option to this individual being pursued, would be the 105 freeway. After that, the 91.
Oh, is he finally getting
Down
off?
to the 405, then you get down to the harbor area. As I had mentioned, a very busy area down there in the Long Beach and Los Angeles harbors, where all that cargo comes off those cargo ships from across the Pacific Ocean. Those trailers, big rigs pick that cargo up and make their way north and southbound on the 710 freeway to deliver those goods.
So
Thanks
you
to
got a mix of
resub
a whole lot
Aragorn.
of people on the road right now. People leaving for the holidays. People
No, not
leaving
live.
from work, like a regular day, or for
This was
school, or
26
for
minutes
other
ago or something.
events that they're going to tonight. People going out to do their holiday shopping potentially. All mixed on our Southern
Pretty tame
California
chase.
freeways,
Yeah, he's
all
just
now,
staying on the freeway
potentially
here,
coming,
the interstate.
You know, face to face with this vehicle that is driving through traffic. It is challenging, Marla, to your point. If you're law enforcement, do you try to weave your vehicle through this like Frogger game that's happening right now with this car going in and out of traffic, or are you potentially putting people in danger in trying to do it? It is remarkable so far, Marla, that we have not seen this car visibly badly damage another vehicle, may have barely clipped one of these vehicles, but given the maneuvers that we've seen so far, it's quite something.
Wow, this guy is just not getting out. He's just staying on the interstate here.
You can see the night sun from
He must have a plan.
Shining the light there.
Not a good plan, but he must have some semblance of an idea of what he wants to do.
Flashing all the while. It's hard to get a sense of the backlog of law enforcement officers because we can't see what's trailing, so it's hard to see if there are tons of black and whites trailing behind, to Alex's point, how they're going to think about bringing this to an end. Because they strategize, Rick, about maybe we'll do some spike strips ahead, maybe we'll, obviously it's too dangerous for a pit maneuver, so on and so forth, but I guess the idea would be to get this guy off the busy freeway and onto surface.
Thanks to Prime Camzy.
That's right. 710 southbound, by the way, if you're just tuning in now at Firestone Boulevard, we saw this pursuit on the 10 freeway and make a dramatic transition onto the southbound.
How long is the video? This one was like 30 minutes.
University, Los Angeles, for a time.
So not quite the marathon like the last one.
Off-ramps, but making their way on the freeway, this suspect did.
But this guy started by going the wrong way down the interstate, then off-roading, and then getting on here.
On-ramp area, picking up the southbound side of the 710, and that's where we pick this up at this point. In fact, here it is. This is the point I was just making. That's an off-ramp.
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah,
that's an off-ramp from the 10
they're showing it.
Westbound.
This is how he started the chase.
Even a CHP or law enforcement unit right there, a cruiser, they decided to off-road it there, make its way down the bank, and then get onto a legitimate off-ramp there and make the transition over to the southbound side of the.
So does he just stay here forever? Oh, this is when the 3 other guys got out.
Right there. And now we've picked it up live on
this guy right here is not getting away. I'll tell you right now. Whoever this was is not getting away. They can't run. Look at them try.
1, 2, 3. Exit. Right there. And now we've picked it up.
They have no shot.
Smaller screen there, so you
they can't even jog.
Suspects get out of the vehicle, then we assume that
it's just wait. Wait, like a glove. Look at that.
So you saw those 3 suspects get out of the vehicle. Then
God damn.
That is just yeah, that was just a tight squeeze there off the onto this on-ramp here. This is what Firestone Boulevard, State Route 42, the Southgate, East Los Angeles area. So yes, 3 people got out of the vehicle at one point. We assume that just leaves the driver, but that's an assumption. That's all we can do at this point in time.
And Ponick and Jarwal.
And
the 2 gift subs rose.
Is years of experience chasing these bad guys on the streets. Dennis,
no, it's not the same guy as last time.
What do you make of this? And given how busy the roads are now that we are on a service street, nonetheless, what is the best strategy for law enforcement?
Well, the best strategy is to protect the public, and that's what they emphasize, to protect the public at ultimate cost. You don't want to injure the public. You don't want the individual that's being chased to hurt anyone, getting involved in a collision. So jeopardy is of great concern, and they emphasize that over and over on pursuits, is make sure the public's safe. And you have to go into a tracking mode. You got an air unit overhead. So ultimate concern is for the public safety. They want to apprehend the individual.
Okay.
Interesting.
We're going again wrong way.
And trying to get in the right way. Oh.
Quite a maneuver.
Another close call.
Hold on. I've still got a ton of like phlegm in my throat. I hate that shit. Fucking terrible.
Firestone Boulevard. This is a busy industrial area. Firestone Boulevard, an east and west major thoroughfare off the 710 freeway. And he made his way west on Firestone Boulevard from the 710 freeway. Dangerous moves again, but as you had mentioned, Alex, it's amazing. We haven't seen any major strikes, meaning that suspect has, you know, gingerly skidded between other vehicles, but we have not seen any significant impact yet, thankfully. So hopefully nobody has been injured in this.
Quite a skilled driver that we've seen so far. Dennis, back to you quickly.
Yeah, they haven't hit anything yet. That is pretty impressive.
The challenge of this much traffic, because this is one of the busiest days of the
Thanks to
entire
two gift subs,
year on the roads,
modest.
right in the middle of rush hour when this is happening. How does that change what LAPD does?
Well, LAPD, again, is the concern. We'll let the individual flee, let him go, catch him
Thanks to
later, get
resub,
the
Tim.
license plate, et cetera, go
And
into a
Maiko.
traffic mode. The ultimate concern, we've seen some tragedies occur with these pursuits, is public safety. They don't want some innocent individual getting involved in this situation, so they'll back off when they do. Years past, we never backed off. We would continue with them until we apprehended them. The new philosophy is protect the public and don't let the individual cause damage or injury to an innocent person. As we see what's happening with this, if we had a motor officer may be behind, and I rode motors for a number of years. But the fact is, this particular situation with the traffic, it's very, very dangerous. But police activity is back off if you need to back off. As long as you got a bird overhead, that's what you need
Thanks
to
to
do. Track
resub,
'em.
Rivas.
I mean, it's very dangerous, though, considering that this person has repeatedly driven the wrong way against traffic and has made some wild moves.
Obviously, they're wanted for some serious charges. They wouldn't be driving in this manner. But the more pursuits we see, the more ridiculous they get. Again, another jeopardy of public safety with the particular situation. They just don't care.
I just don't understand what his fucking plan is.
Having done this for so many years,
All he's doing is just weaving through lanes like this, doing
More
nothing.
appropriate to back off as the driver's now picking up some speed here.
Like they're not chasing
They're gonna
him
back
per
off. They
se.
don't have the air unit overhead. They're not going with that air unit.
They're just waiting for him to wear himself out.
Now we see how the individual is acting in a bizarre fashion. I've got 3 people who fled. There'll be units chasing those individuals. Hopefully there'll be multiple air units overhead. But this individual is wanted for something very serious. They're not just a traffic violation. They're wanted for something very serious to drive in this pattern, this behavior pattern, which is extremely dangerous for everyone. But again, the units want to protect public safety.
That's
They
literally a
want to protect
Kia,
them.
is it?
At the same time, they don't
Well,
want
it is a stolen car.
And one more
So it
thing,
probably
guys,
is a
before we
Kia.
let you go. What did you make of that maneuver when 3 people jumped out of the vehicle on the freeway and started running?
Well, obviously they were talking. It's time to split, so let's get out.
Thanks,
and let the
Resub
driver
Carnage.
Continue. There may just be the driver, may have a passenger or two, but it reminds me of the smash and grabs. This is the kind of situation.
Is this guy fucking stupid? You can't. There's no way you fit in there.
A lot of jewelry.
Are you fucking dumb?
And this may be I don't know what the pursuit is for, but it may be. Well, they say it's a stolen car, but it might be more than a stolen car because this kind of driving.
His heart rate must be so high right now. He's debating getting out.
All right, Dennis Zine, thank you so much for your insights.
welcome.
And I just want to correct the record. I was saying LAPD. This is right now being led by the Sheriff's Department, the LA County Sheriff's Department taking the lead on this pursuit. Been tough for us to tell because we haven't seen any of the.
He really wants to go for it.
behind this vehicle for some time now, Marla.
But Alex, to your point though, when we're on the, and Rick, you can back me up or not on this, when they're on the highway, that's California Highway Patrol, and then now we're on the surface streets. So does
Oh,
that mean
he's
that
going for
the
it.
Sheriff's Department then picks it back up. It's sort of a ping pong.
It's all hands on deck. Whatever law enforcement is around, now that we are in the Southgate area on the westbound side of Firestone Boulevard, having exited the southbound side of the 710, it appeared to me that there was some secret
There he goes.
some time, but there's a large area of the Los Angeles basin and the greater Los Angeles area that the policing comes from the Sheriff's Department, making a right, which would make it mostly a northbound turn there off of Firestone Boulevard onto Otis Street, now picking up speed. We saw that backup, Alex and Marla, on the southbound side of the 710 freeway against traffic again there.
Uh-oh, against the grain.
Southbound lanes. He saw that backup and didn't want any part of it, so exited the southbound side of the 710 at Firestone Boulevard, then onto Otis Street, now making a left-hand turn, which is a westbound turn onto Independence Avenue, a busy mixed area as I look at my real
I recently, while driving to the warehouse, had not to this extent. There was some asshole behind me, and one of the roads I was going down had a lot of speed bumps.
pick
This
up
fucking dude
above
sped
the
around me
northbound
going the wrong
zone. It
way,
looks like he
came back
crossing
and
through
blasted one of the
intersection.
speed bumps in front of me.
Going through a red light, and
I thought I was
word
about to
going
watch him
out
take
that
off into
every
space.
infraction
It's fucking
is
amazing.
taken note of,
That's right.
by law enforcement, because they are keeping track. It's hard to keep track, though, when there are so many infractions.
The most recent pursuit that, you know, with all my years flying up in Skyfox and covering these pursuits, about 20 years, the one that we saw with the multiple stolen vehicles, that one was definitely one where that driver already a
Is the
felon,
resub
racked
Bali
up a number of
Mega
other
Penguin
felonies in
Crombus
that process
Spoonerism
there. So
Gummy
you're
and the
absolutely
Prime
right.
Deco.
Running a red light, they can knock that down. They can add up as much as they can to push the charges to hopefully keep these guys out of jail, because we heard so much, especially during COVID, that there's they catch them, they put them in jail, and they're released on the same day or night.
Yep.
And we just don't want that. Okay, foot bail, foot bail.
Oh, shit!
Oh, with the car still
Drivers
moving.
going on the corner of Elizabeth and Liberty here. In the
Uh-oh, we
suburban
lost the
area,
night sun.
Not well illuminated.
Where's
area
the-
here.
where's our
And
night
he's
sun
on the
light?
run
There it
He
is.
on the run. Now this is where it gets dangerous again. There was no need to actually exit the vehicle.
There.
But this is the situation we saw
man.
with
Is
that
that a dog?
pursuit. Going to a home, you know, perhaps, and having an
Scaling the wall.
altercation
Yep.
with the homeowners, the people residing in that unit.
Whoever
This
is
so dangerous.
manning that light is doing a terrible job. Holy
We
shit.
have to assume that they are.
They have to be working with the guy. That is some of the worst light work I've ever seen.
Neighborhood or not, or if this was just randomly the place where they chose to foot bail. We understand that the vehicle itself kept moving and crashed into a tree. So there was nobody else apparently in that
Thankfully.
vehicle.
Good.
And now this suspect, and if you know anybody that lives in this area, please give them a call. Give them a heads up.
Doors
Keep
and
their
windows
doors
locked.
I have no clue where they've
This is
gone now.
Very dangerous. We saw
They were so
during
slow
that
with the
pursuit
light.
recently that Rick was mentioning a similar situation to this, where the suspect got into a home, stole car
There's a
keys,
tier 1 DJ.
grabbed another vehicle, and got away. So we hope that a similar situation doesn't happen here. We also don't know, Rick, is this suspect armed?
That's right. You see a lot of activity in that home there on the far left side of your screen. Law enforcement has to assume they are, but if you live anywhere near, again, we will reiterate this, Elizabeth and Liberty, stay inside, doors and windows locked. Keep your phone on and call 911 if you see anything on your property there. But a lot of areas to hide. The night sun is on this area.
Camera work
As you
wasn't
can
like the
see
other
there.
one. Nah, this was
Looking
so
for
much
that
worse.
suspect. Some movement
They were
there
so
back
slow with the
that,
light, too.
house with the windows on. We just saw that. Unclear if that's related to that suspect on the run. 4 people inside. It appears that they were all males. 4 males inside that stolen vehicle. That's why they were pursuing this individual. Unclear what happened with that incident, how it really started. If they were just going to try to do a traffic stop, they ran the plates. That vehicle came back as stolen, and the pursuit was on.
It looks like they're not going to catch him.
4 males that we just saw.
We know.
And human nature all are. So
The
when
spotlight
this-
guy literally cost him
4
everything he
system
threw.
can see the stolen vehicle. We haven't ascertained that yet, but they could be on it as well. I know that CHP was on it for a time, but you can see they're setting up that perimeter. We use that term a lot. There's the law enforcement helicopter there crossing our screen. We talk about perimeters with wildfire, setting that
Thanks, resub,
line, that circle
Criddle.
around the danger zone. And that's what they're doing in this neighborhood, setting up units in and around the neighborhood, trying to seal off that area so that that suspect can't leave that area and they can contain that individual.
Man, that light guy really fucking trolled. He took so long. Like, he took so incredibly long. Yeah, I mean, this guy's just gone now. This just happened an hour ago, though, so I do wonder if they're going to catch him or if he gets away. The last guy zoomed in on a weed whacker that fell out of a speeding truck. Oh yeah, that guy was a champ. The camera work from the last chase was leagues better than this. This was amateurish. They did a horrible job. Thanks, resub Toast and the Prime Sensei. The Bits Wallop you. Camera was fine. It was the spotlight. Yeah, true. I guess that's two separate jobs there. The camera work was fine overall. I agree, but the spotlight was despicable, disgraceful, even. What about the other three guys? Surely one of them was caught. Oh, I have no doubt. At least one of them was caught. They were so slow. One of them couldn't even jog.